Most people think gardening stops when the temperature drops. They pack up their tools, clean out their beds, and resign themselves to months without fresh produce. But what if I told you that some of the most nutritious, delicious crops actually thrive when it gets cold? In fact, the colder months can be your most productive growing season if you know which vegetables to plant. I'm Adam Grove from Backyard Crops, and today I'm revealing 14 incredible vegetables that will transform your winter garden into a year-round food source. Whether you live where winter means light frost or bone-chilling freezes, there's a crop waiting for you. Before we dig into these amazing options, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our upcoming videos on extending your growing season even further. If you find this helpful, smash that like button and drop a comment below telling us what you're planning to grow this season. And hey, share this with someone in your life who wants to grow their own food. They'll thank you for it. Understanding your growing zone. Here's the reality. Not every crop grows in every climate. That's why throughout this entire breakdown, I'm going to give you the minimum temperature that each vegetable can tolerate. This way, you can look at your local winter conditions and match them up perfectly with the crops that will succeed in your garden. Plus, if you stick with us to the very end, I'm going to share a game-changing technique that lets you grow any of these crops in even colder conditions than what I'm about to list. It's simpler than you think. But first, I want to hear from you in the comments. If you live in a really cold winter region, tell us which vegetables you've already had success with. And if you're blessed with milder winters, share your favorite cold weather crops with our community. We love learning from real growers like you.
Crop number 1, brassicas, the cold lovers. Let's start with the brassica family because these vegetables were practically designed for winter growing. If you've ever wondered why cold season vegetables taste so much better, it's because the chill actually makes them sweeter and more flavorful. Brassicas absolutely love cold conditions and thrive when planted in late fall or early spring. On average, you can expect them to survive temperatures that drop to around 24 to 28 degrees Fahrenheit. These are your foundation vegetables for winter gardening. Crop number 2, cabbage, the frost fighter. Cabbage is one of the most reliable performers you can grow when temperatures drop. This vegetable laughs at frost and snow. It keeps producing even when the weather gets harsh. Cabbages are remarkably easy to grow, and here's something people often overlook. Many varieties are genuinely beautiful. Seriously, some cabbage varieties are so attractive that you could plant them right in your ornamental garden beds and nobody would know the difference. They'd look that good. Yes, some varieties do take up considerable space, but the amount of fresh food you harvest from that footprint makes it completely worthwhile. One standout variety is late flat Dutch, which is known for exceptional cold tolerance. This particular type can survive temperatures dropping down to 20 degrees. When you've got a cabbage producing heads in that kind of weather, you know you've got something special. Crop number 3, cauliflower, the versatile cool season star. Cauliflower has become incredibly popular lately, and it's not hard to understand why. This cool season vegetable is remarkably versatile. It performs beautifully whether you plant it in partial shade or full sun. Modern cooking has made cauliflower trendy. People turn it into rice, bread, and all sorts of creative dishes. But I remember simpler times when my mom would roast cauliflower, smother it in mustard, top it with melted cheese, and bake the whole thing until it was golden. Here's what you need to know about growing cauliflower in winter. The flower heads can experience some damage if temperatures dip below 32 degrees. The good news? You can cover them to provide protection. It's a simple solution that makes a real difference. Crop number 4, broccoli, beautiful and productive. Broccoli is one of those vegetables that people either genuinely love or genuinely hate. I fall firmly in the love category. It's an outstanding cool season crop that handles a bit of light shade without complaining. What makes broccoli special is its growth pattern. It produces those beautiful green crowns, and it keeps producing them over several weeks rather than all at once. The flowers, those tight green heads that make broccoli so recognizable, are surprisingly cold hardy. They can handle temperatures drop all the way down to 15 degrees Fahrenheit. That's seriously impressive and means you can harvest into conditions that would kill most other garden plants. Crop number 7, green onions, the versatile Allium family. Now we're moving into the allium family, starting with green onions. Whether you call them green onions, salad onions, or bunching onions, they're one of the most practical vegetables for any kitchen. They're used constantly in cooking, and they're equally at home as a fresh garnish or cooked into a dish. Here's why green onions are perfect for your winter garden. They're incredibly easy to grow. They germinate reliably, they grow so fast that you'll be harvesting fresh onions in just a few weeks, and they'll keep producing for months. Most varieties can withstand temperatures dropping all the way down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. Crop number 6, garlic, the flavor amplifier. Let me be honest with you, I love garlic. Any recipe that calls for a certain amount of garlic, I automatically double it, sometimes triple it. I simply can't get enough of that flavor. Here's something many people don't realize. Garlic leaves are actually edible and have a garlicky taste. You can harvest them before the bulbs are even ready to dig up. Growing garlic is much simpler than people assume. You can get a substantial harvest from a tiny space, which makes garlic incredibly efficient to grow. If you want those beautiful spiral scapes that make garlic so visually interesting, plant hardneck varieties. The game-changing part about garlic, you plant it in the fall before the ground freezes, and it just sits there happily frozen all winter long until spring arrives. Moving into the green section, lettuce is absolutely perfect starting point if you've never gardened before. Leaf lettuce especially is forgiving and straightforward. Seeds germinate easily, plants grow quickly, and you could be eating fresh homegrown lettuce in as little as 4 weeks. Here's an important distinction. There are 2 main categories of lettuce. Head lettuce takes up more garden space and requires more time to mature. Leaf lettuce, on the other hand, is a speed demon. It grows fast and fits into basically any available space in your garden. Most lettuce varieties can tolerate temperatures dropping to around 20 degrees. But here's where it gets exciting. I'm going to share this tip. Certain winter-hardy varieties are absolute cold warriors. These varieties are most cold tolerant when they've developed at least 6 leaves. Once they reach that stage, some varieties can actually survive temperatures dropping to just 15 degrees. Those are the ones you want to hunt down. Crop number 8, Swiss chard, the 4-season powerhouse. Swiss chard is beautiful enough that people grow it just for looks, but it's also incredibly productive. This is a plant that refuses to be limited by seasons. The same plant can actually grow continuously for a full year or even longer, producing through spring, summer, fall, and winter. Swiss chard handles temperature extremes that would kill other vegetables. Standard varieties tolerate temperatures down to around 22 degrees. If you plant the red varieties, they're even tougher. Red chard can survive down to 15 degrees. The combination of beauty, productivity, and cold tolerance makes Swiss chard a winter gardening superstar.
Crop number 9, kale, the nutritional powerhouse. Kale is controversial. People absolutely love it or absolutely hate it. I'm in the hate camp, I'll admit it. But here's why I'm growing a lot of it this winter. We recently welcomed a new dairy calf to our property, and kale is an excellent supplement to their diet. Regardless of your personal feelings about kale, you have to respect its toughness. Like Swiss chard, kale can grow through every season. It's one of the most cold-hardy vegetables available, easily surviving temperatures at 0 degrees and below. Many varieties can handle even lower temperatures than that. Crop number 10, radishes, the speed crop. We're moving into the root vegetable section now. Radishes are hands down the quickest crops you can grow. They genuinely love cold weather, which makes them perfect for winter gardening. Most radish varieties thrive in temperatures down to around 20 degrees. Because they're so fast-growing, you can be harvesting fresh, crispy radishes in a remarkably short time frame. They're satisfying to grow because you get results quickly. Crop number 11, carrots, the storage superhero. Carrots are exceptional cold weather performers. Here's something important. The tops of carrots, those green leafy parts, typically get killed when temperatures hit around 18 degrees. But here's the trick that makes carrots amazing for winter. Cover the root area with straw, and the carrots themselves can tolerate much lower temperatures. In fact, the best way to store carrots is to leave them right in the ground where you grew them. Cover them with straw for insulation, and they'll stay fresh and perfect until you need to harvest them. 2 standout varieties for cold tolerance are Danvers and Oxheart. These are the ones to look for if you want exceptional winter performance.
Crop number 12. Beets, the dual harvest plant. Beets are special because you get two crops from one plant. Most people focus on the roots, those distinctive bright red rounds that people pickle and add to salads. But beet leaves are equally delicious and nutritious. Beet greens cook beautifully, just like spinach. Here's the impressive part. Beets can survive temperatures dropping all the way down to 12 degrees. They're quick and easy crops that don't require special attention. You can even tuck them in among slower growing crops or in partially shaded areas. Crop number 13. Peas, the fresh garden snack. Out of all the winter crops available, peas are my personal favorite. I genuinely love them. In fact, garden peas rarely make it into the house because I eat them fresh right off the vine. They're an incredible snack. Here's something important. Commercially canned and frozen peas don't compare to fresh garden peas. Once you've eaten fresh peas straight from your garden, everything else tastes like a disappointment. Peas can handle temperatures down to about 20 degrees, but there's a catch. Wind is their enemy. Cold wind can kill peas even at 25 degrees. If you're growing in a windy location, provide a windbreak for protection. That windbreak could be a fence, a wall, or even other plants. Crop number 14. Herbs, the flavor multipliers. Let's talk about herbs, starting with parsley. Parsley is a practical herb that genuinely loves cold conditions. It's remarkably hardy, surviving temperatures down to around 10 degrees. Fresh parsley makes a huge difference in the kitchen. Then there's cilantro, which is another polarizing crop. People either love it or absolutely hate it. My wife is firmly in the hate camp, while I love it. Cilantro genuinely thrives in cool weather and can survive temperatures dropping to about 15 degrees. If you're a cilantro lover, like me, winter is actually your ideal growing season.
Extending your season beyond these temperatures, here's the secret I promised you at the beginning. If your local winter temperatures are colder than what I've listed for these crops, you can absolutely still grow them. There are simple, effective methods to raise the temperature in your growing space. If you add a layer of fleece or floating row covers over your plants, you can protect them from frost and essentially raise the growing temperature by about 10 degrees. It's an inexpensive solution that works remarkably well. For something more permanent and robust, consider building a hoop house. A hoop house fits over your garden beds, whether they're in-ground or raised beds. It creates a protective environment that extends your season dramatically. We've got another video showing exactly how to build one. Definitely check that out to take your winter gardening to the next level. You've got 14 different vegetables here, and each one is proven to survive and thrive in cold weather. Your winter garden doesn't have to sit empty. It can be just as productive as your summer garden, maybe even more so. Here's what I want from you. Comment below and tell us what you're planning to plant in your winter garden. Are you in a cold climate or do you get mild winters? What's your favorite cold weather vegetable? We read every single comment, and your input helps us create better content. If you found this helpful, please like this video. It genuinely helps our content reach more people who want to grow their own food. And if you haven't subscribed to Backyard Crops yet, do that now so you don't miss our upcoming videos. We're constantly sharing tips and techniques to help you become a better gardener. Share this video with people in your life who talk about wanting to grow their own food. They might think they can only garden in summer, and this video will change that entire perspective for them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Happy winter gardening!